Hello, YouTubers. Michael Marshall here. The average voice actor guy. Yes, that's what I am. Very average. Also, a train enthusiast. Now, this is a departure from the usual nonsense I put up here of funny voices and other strange things that pop into my head sometimes late at night. But I was listening, as I do sometimes, to train trips from around the world: Japan, United States, England. And then I listened to the dear old Melbourne train network, the Commengers, the Siemens, the Extrapolis trains. And there's a couple of things that are missing, and it's really starting to annoy me because I think they could be really, really useful. So there are a few announcements that I want to see on the Melbourne train network that are just not there at the moment, and I think we need to rectify it. And the first announcement is this: doors closing. Please stand clear. Oh, shut up, phone. I'll repeat that. Doors closing. Please stand clear. I reckon this is a real goer because it's fine to have beep, 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 but not everyone hears Mr. Bippy. And it's something that many of the other train networks have that I think we should have. Now, there are some that will say, why should we need it just because other train networks need it? Well, I'll tell you why. Because it's bloody useful. People like having that little announcement over the top of the bips just to let them know, hey, I better move from just outside of the doorway, which I'm currently standing in, because the doors are actually about to close. And I can't always hear the bipping, so let me just step out. There we go. Thank you, announcement. Doors closing. Please stand clear. And another announcement that we need here. Please mind the gap between the train and the platform. Now, it's not as good as Mind the Gap in the UK, which is one of my absolute favourites. But again, I think there is always a use for these little announcements because you would be very surprised, not just blindies like me that often sometimes get the gap a little bit wrong between the train and the platform. Sometimes the gap is ginormous. And the step, well, sometimes you need a ladder to climb down between some of those trains and platforms. So again, another one. And thirdly, while you're being generous, Metro, could we have an announcement telling us what side of the train the platform's coming up on? Again, they have this on a lot of networks, and I believe Brisbane has it, although I could be wrong. I agree to be stand corrected if I'm not, but I'd like to hear something like, the doors will open on the right side of the train. So they're the things that I want to see on the Melbourne train network as a train lover, as someone who has not travelled on trains as much as he would like to of late. But it was a brainwave. It came to me. I'm sure other people have suggested it. I'm sure someone at Metro who might be watching this is probably going, yes, we've heard it all before. But I reckon these three little announcements would be very useful to the Melbourne train network, and they would make a lot of people safer.